To begin, let's start off with a simple question. Why is it important to perform culturally competent care?
Have you ever had difficulties providing care for a patient who spoke a different language? Or was a part of a different culture than you? No worries, we are here to help.
In recent years, due to globalization and immigration, our patient demographics are vastly changing and becoming more diverse. For this reason, in order to provide safe care, healthcare providers must also consider cultural competence. In 2002, transcultural theorist Joseph Campini of Acote created a theory called the process of cultural competence in the delivery of healthcare services. This theory sees cultural competence as a continuous process of willful learning that integrates 5 constructs: cultural awareness, cultural knowledge, cultural skill, cultural encounters, and cultural desire. In the following slides, we will be showing you how cultural competence can be seen in a clinical situation. All individuals portrayed in the following clips are actors and do not hold the beliefs portrayed in the video.
This student nurse is about to witness an unsensitive cultural interaction. The registered nurse is not going to make this easy. We set up an actress to provide non-cultural competent care. It's a situation that is becoming increasingly prominent in healthcare settings. The theory of the process of cultural competence in delivery of healthcare services is being tested in the student's reaction. Will he demonstrate their knowledge on the 5 cultural assumptions, or will he fail? We'll see what comes next.
Hi, I'm a student nurse. I have one of your patients.
Which one?
Mrs. Lee?
Mrs. May Lee?
Yes.
Okay, she's a little bit of a handful.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to go in and do assessment with you?
Sure.
Okay, so what's going to be your first step with this baby?
You can assess the skin first.
Okay, go ahead.
Looks okay to me.
Skin looks pretty yellow to me, actually.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I've had my second child and it seems to be okay.
I don't know, the baby next door doesn't look this yellow, so I think we should do a Billy test.
In the scene before, it exemplifies how without cultural skill it may affect how accurate assessments may be, where the nurse here is biased in their assessment by assuming jaundice in the baby due to cultural stereotypes regarding skin tone.
Hi, Mrs. Lee. I have your lunch here.
Oh, actually my husband was just gonna get some homemade food that'll help me with my recovery. Is that okay?
This is the food that we have on your chart, so you could probably just eat this. Is that okay?
In this instance, the nurse demonstrated a lack of cultural awareness. A lack of cultural understanding caused the nurse to impose onto the patient what the nurse believes is appropriate to eat postpartum, instead of what is culturally appropriate for the patient.
So I've had a lot of Asian moms before, and I've never had one like this. She has so many demands, and I have a lot of Asian friends too, and none of them are like this. So I don't know how much time she thinks I have, but I just don't understand.
Here in this scene, the nurse exhibits lack of understanding and consideration of the client's worldview and wishes to consume traditional homemade food from her culture. This may affect the therapeutic patient-nurse relationship, as the patient may think the nurse lacks empathy. In this scene, we can see that the nurse's lack of willingness to engage in meaningful encounters with a culturally diverse patient can lead to not only typecasting of the general cultural group but also bypass understanding of any intracultural variations that exists among the same cultural group.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, I just have a quick question. I'm just charting the ins and outs for Mrs. Lee, and she didn't really eat very much.
Do you have any of her lunch?
No.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
She's probably waiting on her homemade food. I have 8 other patients. If they all had homemade food and I had to track that, that'd be impossible. I have to do another assessment. Can you just figure it out?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Lastly, cultural desire is wanting to engage and improve one's cultural competence. The nurse in the scene did not wish to increase her understanding of other cultures, which shows a lack of inclination towards ongoing openness to understanding and learning about others' differences.
We know that the University of Ottawa nursing students go through many clinicals throughout their schooling. And with the process of cultural competence in the delivery of healthcare services and theory of nursing, we want to know, what would you do?